Hey everybody, welcome back to Durbin's Bourbon. I'm Joe.
And I'm Josh.
We're doing a Canadian blind coming at you. I don't think we've done a lot of Canadian. We've had a couple subscribers asking about some Canadian whiskeys.
We haven't done, I don't think we've ever done a Canadian blind.
I don't think we have.
So blind Canadians, I tell
we
you.
have. They can't drive too well in the winter. A, B, and C. Is how we have decided to letter our blinds moving forward from a subscriber that said when we did 1, 2, 3, and then we talk about our number one favorite. It was super confusing. He made a great point. Well taken.
I think you should have drank more, and then all of a sudden it would click and be like, "Oh, I see exactly what they're saying."
Maybe, but
that's actually good. That's a good point.
It was, and it made great sense. So we letter them A starting on the inside, B and C going out from the bottle. The 3 bottles today's blind are Pendleton, just standard run-of-the-mill Pendleton. It's coming in at 80 proof. All 3 whiskeys are 80 proof. The next one is Canadian Club, 12-year. One of my favorites. This is my second bottle I've had of this. It is also 80 proof. It is blended. They're all blended whiskeys. And the third is
The old tried and true
Crown Royal. It's been around for a long time.
blended Canadian whiskey.
It's all blended. They're all 80 proofs. We're just going to do a blind, see how we like them. I know I like the 12-year. I haven't had Crown Royal in years.
Yeah, this is my bottle, so I've had a little bit of it. Every once in a while, it's fun to just, you get, we're such whiskey guys, you drink a lot of bourbon and scotch and Irish, and then you're like, oh, they're nice Canadian on an ice ball or something, and it's just sweet and delicious. So
it is. Easy sipper, very easy sipper. And then Pendleton, a lot of people drink Pendleton. Yeah. It's a very standard, this is a big bottle. A friend of ours gave it to me years ago, and I wasn't a huge fan. I've got Pendleton Midnight. Great one, and Pendleton 12-year rye, both really good. Like, you should try that Pendleton rye. I think you'll really like it. You might, yeah.
I think we did a review of it.
We did. We did. That's true. So you would have tried it then.
Unless you have a stand-in.
I don't.
Okay.
No.
That's okay.
So we're gonna go in for letter A.
What am I getting on that nose?
I know what it is. I can tell the nose right away.
I think so too.
The color,
just by the color,
is
and the
dark.
Very sweet, but it's not like maple sweet to me. It's like
really? Yeah.
Brown sugar is kind of maple.
Brown sugar, maple, caramel. Oops! I jumped in and took a taste. What did I do that for?
Why not?
I'm so excited.
Do it how you want, bro.
I like it.
Oh. Totally different nose on this one. Yeah, that nose is very subtle, sweet, brown sugary, maybe a little butterscotch, maybe.
Yeah.
This one's got.
Ooh.
This one's got a
kind of dust. My number 2 is kind of dusty. A dusty note, maybe.
Mine's almost got that green lumber smell. But it's not like bad.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. My number B is.
It's like that sugary nose.
That nose on that one is
sugar.
What is that, hay and stuff? It's very earthy.
Wow.
That one's very earthy. See this?
Sugar, vanilla, candy.
Oh, that one's.
Josh is doing the old nose reset going in.
Yeah, if you don't know out there, if you do that, smell your own skin. If you go through each one, it'll reset your smeller.
Ooh.
That one's got a really good subtle. They're so subtle. We just had some bourbon, and man, those are very subtle, sugary. think on the nose, I'd say
green, soft green wood.
yeah. I'd say on the nose, my A and C are pretty close on the nose as far as what I like. Not close in what they smell like, but they're both sweet. The middle one's got a very different taste to my nose because I didn't taste it yet. Smell.
I got that sweet tart back.
I got that for that one.
I got it for this one. Then I went back and I picked it up there now. So
I'm gonna try it.
Video's not complete without barking dogs.
Cheers.
It's going in for it. I'm gonna go number 2. Boy, that's...
Man, it almost tastes like nothing.
Cheers, everybody.
Number A doesn't taste like much.
Weird. Yeah, they're very light.
Yeah.
Canadians as a whole are they're really light whiskeys.
I should have started with this line.
Maybe light. Boy, I just don't.
God, that my B tastes young, but it's not. But it's not bad. It's not that gross young. It's got a kind of a green apple to it almost. I can't spell young. There's a U in there. Interesting.
Number my A, vanilla maple caramel, some char, and a little bit of leather. So number 1 was pretty dominant, and now my tongue's a little numb from that. That's probably from the whiskey we did earlier. Let's go in number C.
Yeah, my C. I could call them numbers. Number C.
Number C.
My C is very smooth. It doesn't seem too complex. It's very easy to drink. A little sweet. Not a whole lot of character to it, but
I did not like C. My number C, green.
Number C.
The letter ABC for me tastes like pea.
Whoa,
Just
nice.
kidding.
You're a poet and you didn't know it.
Green wood, just young,
I don't know.
wild
I
young
gotta check these two here.
whiskey. I am not liking it. Soft green wood on the nose too. The nose, the letter C, that for me, the nose followed the taste.
Man, that's a toss-up for me between A and C. They're so smooth. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to pick.
Boy, that was easy. That one was easy.
My least favorite's easy. That's
Yeah,
my
my
B.
least favorite.
My B is my least favorite.
And C is my least favorite. Okay, I'm gonna cleanse the palate.
My C's not terrible though. Tastes like a young, kind of a. I bet that's regular Pendleton. It tastes like a regular run-of-the-mill Canadian.
Number 2.
Yeah, my number B.
I mean B. Yeah.
My number B, not my letter B. My number B. I would say that's Pendleton.
Much better. Yeah.
Ooh.
3, 1, 2. We can do our actual number for our favorite. Number 1 being my number 1 favorite whiskey.
Yeah.
I've got it. I know, and I think I know what they are too.
Yeah, me too.
It's a little unfair color, kind of pushes us to some more. The color's pretty dominant, pretty different as far as that. Like, this is the darkest whiskey that's in a glass. second dark, and light, and the C was the lightest color.
Right.
But
Okay. I got
color
that right.
aside, we don't know if Canadian whiskeys use E150A coloring, and they very well could. So you can't always go by color on whiskey, okay?
Can't. Oh, what you
Good
want?
song, Rolling Stones. So yeah, that's for y'all out there watching. Don't always rely on color, especially when you're drinking.
Yeah, they're trying to fake you out.
Scotches, Irish. They use E158 caramel coloring. It has no flavor additive. It doesn't taste like anything.
But bourbon can't.
Bourbon by law cannot. So what you get is what you get. Good old American
Don't throw a
bourbon.
fit.
So it is not allowed to have any coloring or additional flavors unless it's described on the Bible or bottle, and then it's
Or the
not.
Bible.
Should be. I think it's in the Bible.
I think it is too. Psalms 5100-A.
Right. I don't know.
Me either. All right. So,
All right,
do you want
you want to go first, or would you like
I'll
me
go
to?
first.
Okay.
Since you went first last time.
Okay.
No, it's gonna be the center of attention.
You go there, Mr. Mustache.
All right. Mustachio. So my number.
Your least.
My
your
letter. So I'm just gonna go through what I thought. My letter A. It was pretty sweet. Like I said, it was light on the nose. A lot of sugars, brown sugar, kind of butterscotchy, but not very. Everything was very subtle, and the flavor, sweet and smooth, easy to drink. Again, not a whole lot going on as far as flavor goes. Sweetness, a little heat from of course, there's alcohol in it. And then my B was very green. It seemed young. It had kind of an earthy tone to it. Like it was a young that wasn't gross to me.
Right. Yeah.
I could sip that, or
Really?
Yeah, I could have
Okay.
it on an ice ball.
So you'd liked it.
It was okay. It wasn't. It was my least favorite of the three, but
Okay.
and then my number C is again very light on the nose, very light on the palate, sweetness, almost no alcohol burn. I don't know if it was because number 3, but then I went back through this way and it was the same. Anyways, that was my flavor profiles on those. So I would say my favorite one was C. My second favorite was A, and they were very close. I just picked C because I think it's more familiar because I think it's Crown. I think my number A is the 12-year, and then I think B, my least favorite, is the Pendleton.
Well, folks, you heard it first. He nailed all 3.
Okay.
He called them. This was the 12-year Canadian Club, the Pendleton, and the Crown Royal.
Perfect.
And your flavor profile would make sense. That's your bottle. You've drank it.
When I used to drink a lot of
More.
Crown in my youth, 'cause that
Right.
was like the fancy, when you get paid,
That
you're like,
was.
I'm gonna get
It
Crown.
comes in the velvet
So
bag.
it had a familiarity to it that this
Right.
one didn't. But they weren't similar, but they were similar as far as smoothness and goodness.
Good.
I'd say.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I could have interchanged the two, but that one I had to make a decision. So this
Right.
one was my favorite.
There you go. I can see that.
Yeah.
I was in a similar boat.
Right.
I went through and tasted the letter A, had dark sweet, brown sugar, caramel, a little bit of sweet tart. It finished really quickly, which Canadians tend to do. They don't linger on the palate for very long.
Mm-hmm.
They're an easy sipper. B, on the nose, these are all noses. Sugar, vanilla, sweet tart's a little bit more still on that. So it was kind of a similar nose. And then I moved on to C, soft green wood, a little bit of vanilla, but it was kind of a green young nose. It didn't pop like the other 2 did.
Right.
Flavor wise, I went back when I tasted. Letter A, really nice vanilla, maple, caramel, some char, a pretty good bit of char in there. Leather, also.
No.
And number 2, light sugar. It was sweet. It was easy to sip. Similar in characteristic, but not quite. A little bit softer on the palate. But I enjoyed it almost equally, but it was a little different. C, I did not enjoy that at all. I took a drink. I thought maybe it was me. I cleansed the palate. Came back. It was young, green whiskey. Had a off-putting taste to it.
Yeah.
Really, it's something I would not sip. Really, I wouldn't. I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I went back for a second, and I just wrote green young whiskey. Yuck. I did not. I did not enjoy the letter C. So if I was to pick a favorite, my number A was my number one favorite. I enjoyed that the most. Close second was number B, letter B.
Letter B.
It was right there. Both of those tasted
Yeah.
really good on the palate. And then you know how C is. So
surprising.
I think this is the 12-year Canadian Club. I drink a lot of it, and I think that number, the letter B, was Crown Royal, and I think the last one was Pendleton.
Well, you're gonna not like this.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding, buddy. Shake and bake. Your face is back, buddy. Yeah, you nailed it. That's exactly what it is. That's the Canadian 12 or the Canadian Club 12, Crown, and then Pendleton.
Pendleton.
So,
Yep. Wow. Hallelujah.
You're back, dude.
Jesus.
He was a little down on himself.
I was not liking. I do not like Pendleton. Not the regular standard Pendleton. I really enjoy Pendleton Rye and Pendleton Midnight.
Yeah.
But that
I don't. Yeah,
I do not
it's
like
very.
it. Gosh.
I think because it's 80 proof. It takes the. Yeah, it's not great.
They're all 80 proof, but I think
Yeah, but I mean, because
it's
that's
just
a
the
young,
blends.
that's a young, crappier whiskey, I think, than the other two. Yeah, it's rough.
It's like kind of like lighter fluid.
I don't drink lighter fluids. So I
On the whole nother story. But yeah, not enjoyable.
Take my favorite for our sign off.
Oh, boy, that's strong. Strong sweet tart on the nose.
And the Crown was good. I'm glad I
like the
I'm glad I
Crown.
like the Crown in a blind because you just never know.
You don't. I'm glad I like my Crown Royal or
Yeah.
Canadian Club
Yeah.
12-year.
I like that too.
I'd drink either one of these any day of the week.
Yeah.
Throw an ice ball on it and just sip on it. Great Canadian whiskeys. Pendleton, yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Hope you've enjoyed this blind of Canadian whiskeys. Remember to hit the thumbs up button, like and subscribe us, throw some comments and we'll respond back and we'll chat. If you have anything you'd like to see, please put that in the comments and we'll get to it. If you have some suggestions on what you did like or didn't like with this blind or how we conduct it, please let us know so we can make it better for you. I got nothing else.
Me either.
As always, enjoy your whiskeys and bourbons any way
way
you
you
like.
like.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Cheers,
Cheers. That's tasty.
That's a big gulp.
Big gulp.